Welcome to my YouTube channel again. And today I'm lucky to have a guest, Susan Joma,
Yes.
an experienced psychologist. She has experience in psychology. She reads lots about mental disorders, it's just like her hobby, knowing most about mentally distresses and depressions. And today she feels like she can share a story or maybe something about the bipolar disorder. And karibu sana Suzy.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
So today I'd like to talk about bipolar disorder. It's a mental disorder. It's caused by long periods of stress to the mind and extreme sadness. Yes, and mostly it occurs when maybe a child, while he's growing up, he has an emotional trauma. Maybe
like emotional trauma, maybe
he grows up in an abusive home.
or abusive home, maybe the dad abuses him,
Or the parents neglect the child until he feels that extreme loneliness and sadness. So it starts to affect the child's behavior, social life. He can't interact with other kids. He can't even concentrate in school, and it might even affect the child even until when he grows up. It's hard for him to even work because it's so hard for him to interact with people.
It's like the child feels excluded from the others. He feels like dejected,
and he feels like he doesn't fit in
the society.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it affects him like that, and it's quite a serious illness because it ruins a child's social life extremely. A child finds it hard to make friends, and it can even lead to sometimes suicide because the child is lonely. Yes, and he feels like he doesn't fit in anywhere he goes. Yes.
So as Susan has said, bipolar disorder is caused by emotional trauma, and basically those children that have come from abusive homes, like they're traumatized by their experiences. Maybe papa comes home and apiga madhe vitu kama hizo. It actually traumas the child. It trauma. He grows up in a insecure environment. He feels insecure. He feels like he's not wanted by the society. Things like those lead to bipolar depression, bipolar disorder. And so
pia ina affect mtoi hata akisocialize in school, and I find it hard to make friends, hata concentrate in school kwa sababu ya hiyo trauma. Ina affect pia some nerves in the brain. Mtu anacho think properly. Yes.
So this bipolar disorder is actually a very serious disorder that we must fight against. And mostly we parents, we must seriously fight against this stuff. What you're doing at home, whatever you're saying to the child, whatever you're doing against your child, or what will negatively affect your child, please don't do it. It will bring serious effects against the child's development. And also, that's not only the effect of bipolar disorder. Suzy says that it also brings some other diseases, some serious mental disorder like schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia, yes.
Yeah, can you please tell us about schizophrenia?
Well, schizophrenia is like an advanced stage of bipolar disorder because schizophrenia affects a person's ability to interpret things normally. So, and it causes hallucinations, delusions. Yes, like a person can, like mtu anaanza kuhallucinate, anaona vitu zenye haziko, and anainterpret vitu not like a normal person, but he interprets things abnormally. Yeah.
So it brings the person to a different state of being, like you are like actually being sent to another dimension.
Yes, like delusions. These are beliefs that are not even real, things that the mind creates, but normally a person is able to differentiate between what's real and what's not real. But when a person is schizophrenic, it's hard for him to differentiate between what's real and what's not real. Yeah.
So actually, you can be seeing something real, but you think it's not real, and then you see something which is not real, and you think it's real.
Yeah.
That's how serious bipolar is, and so we should fight against this stuff. We should fight against these disorders.
Yeah.
Let's fight against trauma. Let's fight against,
Yes, these mental disorders, and they can be avoided because they are caused by. They're not. A person cannot be naturally born with those disorders.
Yeah.
They just come to happen when a person continues growing up, and they are, mostly it happens in childhood, because when a child is below 5 years, that's where the brain is most active, and that's where he starts to understand things. And whatever he sees in the environment around him, or whatever you tell him, a child, it really affects the child. That's why it affects his mental wellness of the kid.
So guys, my show with Susan was so good, and we discussed about the bipolar. I hope you've learned something about the bipolar disorder, and hope we'll fight this depression monster that is maybe pulling our kids and youths backwards. And all said and done, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share, and also follow me on Twitter at Afia Area, Instagram at Afia Area, and also don't forget to DM. Don't fight depression alone. I'm here. I can help you. I can find your psychiatrist. You can chat up. At least sharing a problem out can solve half the problem. And until next time, bye guys.